Hello, my name is Father Jacob Rouse, and I am the pastor of Notre Dame Parish in Cresco, Iowa. And for today's Corona Minute, let's review. Well, watch the other first two parts of this series, I guess, before you watch this one. A false dichotomy fallacy. All lives matter as a response to Black Lives Matter. This is an informal logical fallacy which says that there's only really two or three very simple options, and that is just not the case here. A faulty generalization. One bad apple does not spoil the bunch, and saying that Black Lives Matter movements or protests lead to riots and looting. Also, one bad cop doesn't make the rest look bad. One bad priest doesn't make the rest look bad. But you also might need to look at the orchard that apple came from. Tu quoque. Whataboutism. You also. These are informal genetic ad hominem fallacies, which are attacking the person or pointing out appeal to hypocrisy. Well, what about the fact that he had a gun, or what if he was on drugs, or what if he stole something? I think that's or what about the looting, or what about the fact that they burned a church? Well, first of all, who are they? Are they with the person you're talking about? And I really don't think any crime is worth getting kneeled on and dying, begging for your life in the street. So, we have an understanding of forgiveness and due justice and doing your time, etc. Okay, we're not going to do that. Anytime someone says, but, well, that kind of goes with it. You know, what about, but? All right, don't do that. This is a new one, the Nirvana Fallacy, which is an informal fallacy, and this assumes that there is a perfect solution and it can't be reached, so why even try? Well, I don't think I got that right. I haven't really studied this one as much, but this is Nirvana Fallacy is the entire reason why I haven't worked out all Corona time, you know? Us with some of our anxieties or it's basically perfectionism, you know? Perfection is the enemy of the good. I've heard that said before. So one of the phrases that I've heard is, it's not going to change overnight. A black square won't help anything. We had social media blackout Tuesday on last Tuesday, and everyone posted, awareness, little black squares to be silent. Well, of course it's not going to fix everything. Of course not. And I've actually gone with this fallacy on my own on these videos. I'm like, it's not going to be perfect. I shouldn't do it. Like, no, stop it. Racism, specifically systematic racism, is much deeper and much different than a personal reaction to a person of color in front of you. So I've heard it many times, and I've said it myself. Like I said in the past video, all this is me learning with you and walking with you. I'm not like saying that I'm preaching this stuff or that I know this stuff. All I want to do is learn and journey with you. I would have said last year, even maybe a couple months ago, I don't know, I haven't looked into this, I would have been an All Lives Matter person and said, I'm not racist. I've never seen racist. I've never seen anyone be racist to anyone else. But that denies the fact that it's still going on. So of course you, me, that guy down the street, whoever, of course we're going to be respectful to a person of color in front of us. We're Iowa. We're great. This is the Midwest. Of course we're all going to say that, man, he shouldn't have been kneeling on that guy's neck, on George Floyd's neck for so long. Of course that's bad. We're not saying that it's not. But there's more under the surface. I came up with this in prayer. So this is an apartment building. There's 9 apartments, and then here's the landlord. So let's say all these black dots are an ant problem. It's an ant infestation. Hope this makes sense. So look at this. That person is not having a good time. Look at all these ants everywhere. They have to live with them. They have to deal with them all the time. There's ants in front of them always. This person is like one of my friends. I don't know if I should name people. You know who you are. You helped me learn a lot of this stuff. She's white, and she has many college degrees, and she's a college professor. And she's like, oh yeah, I know about the ant problem. I've been studying it for years, and I know people who have an ant problem. And then there's people next to them. Oh yeah, I kind of know about it. I don't really have much. I don't know. Ant problem, and they kind of spread. But look, I drew the dots all around the house because the whole entire house has an ant problem. Then there's me, little old Father Jacob, before he was a father, before he was a priest, I've never experienced anything like this. I've never seen it. I even was in the army, and yes, there was like racist stuff, but like I've never actually like had to live my life differently because of racism or because of the ant problem. I should stick with the analogy. So right now, it's like I'm in this house, or maybe you're watching this video and being like, "Hey, you've got an ant problem," and then they're like, "Yeah, I know," and then going to them, "Yeah, I know. I've been studying and reading books and writing papers, etc., etc. I know about the ant problem. We need to get the landlord to change that ant problem or do something about it. And if he doesn't, then I guess in this analogy we can vote him out. So, and get a new one to take care of the ant problem so that we can all live in freedom without ants. The ants of racism." Okay, that's enough of that. Hope that makes sense. My friend, very good friend, my best priest friend, whatever, Father Ryan, a Georgian in Joliet, Joliet is a very like white suburban area, but then there's also, black areas and communities of color. And he has, I can't remember what the church is called, but it's an all black congregation. And he went there and he realized that in the past Sunday, he said that two, middle-aged, elderly-ish black parishioners were driving to church that morning, and they got pulled over. They told him about this and just saying, "Yep, this is normal. This is what happens." And he said to me, "I didn't think that happened. Like, why did they pull you over?" And so just asking that question, the fact that it is happening. And he would like to, Father Ryan, a Georgian, I am crediting you, Father Ryan. He doesn't want to change the name or change the hashtag, but to be able to say, not Black Lives Matter, because of course Black Lives Matter, of course all lives matter, whether you're alive or dead, but he'd love to say the Black experience matters. The Black experience matters. And that's what we need to be aware of. The experience of my friend here in Cresco said that, there I go, naming people again, sorry, or not naming, but fighting for 3 years to get, ethnic hair products in Walmart or in a local store. Like, that's something that never occurred to me and probably a lot of people. Or the fact that you can just kind of tell when something's not off or someone doesn't look at you right or someone doesn't trust you. I think that's a really important thing. So the Black experience matters. That's what I think is caught up in the Black Lives Matter movement. I would like to introduce to you phenomenology. Phenomenology is a branch of philosophy. It's a disciplinary field. I took a class in it. It's a fancy way of saying walk a mile in someone else's shoes, but it's more than that. It studies the structures of various types of experience, whoever it could be, my brother, my white blood brother, or it could be, a person of color who lives in my town, or it could be someone who's a different religion, who lives in a different country. It studies the structures of various types of experience, ranging from perception, thought, memory, imagination, emotion, desire, bodily awareness, embodied action, social activity, and even linguistic activity. How many times growing up did I hear, they're playing that rap music again down the street, We're not going to support that. Well, linguistic activity is part of the Black experience, same as, there's like white people humor, Twitter, things that I follow on Instagram. Okay, you could say too, back to this real quick, you could say, well, you're just jumping on the ant bandwagon. Like, why do you all of a sudden care about ants, Because I'm realizing how bad of a problem it is. I've had to deal with or think about the fact that maybe I'm a hypocrite, but there's this comic here, which I don't like to just look at it, okay? Might take you a while. Maybe you need to pause it. I don't like to use memes and comics to try to convey complex stuff, but I thought it was helpful. No, okay, you done? Okay, I'm growing in perfection, even the reading today, St. Paul tells us to grow in perfection. He's telling the Corinthians, be perfected, constantly change, constantly convert your heart and your mind to Jesus Christ. It's not bad. I mean, maybe if I've ignored it, but what a great thing to celebrate. The fact that conversion is possible, the fact that maybe posting a black square No, it didn't do anything, or maybe it did. Maybe I honestly, through that morning when I decided what to do, I saw all these different friends of mine who I never thought would actually, care or do anything publicly. And it kind of gave me a little courage to do something. I put Johnny Cash's Man in Black. Go listen to that song as well. So you're not a hypocrite and you're not a bandwagon fallacy. That's another one I'm jumping on because I want to be on the right side. I heard a famous YouTuber who not many people like. Not worth getting into, but he was said, it could have been taken out of context, but I want to be on the right side of history when asked why are you at this Black Lives Matter demonstration. I want to be on the right side of history. Well, that's a bandwagon fallacy. I'm not doing this right now. Father Jacob isn't making these videos because I want to be on the right side of history or remembered as, oh yeah, he was on the good side. Like, no, I'm not even doing this about politics. I haven't talked about Trump going to the church or what that was like or holding a Bible or even focused on the riots. Stay focused. We need to stay focused on what the topic is. This is not politics for me. This is human rights thing, I don't see color. I'm colorblind. Why does everything have to be about race? Well, we're not. I mean, I used to think that and say that. I don't see color. I'm colorblind. I love all God's children. But some are hurting more than others and in different way than others. And I believe we need to be sensitive to that and try to understand and talk to and listen to what they're going through. So that's all I'm going to say. Please feel free to email me. These videos, they haven't gotten as many views as my other ones do. Maybe people are avoiding them. Maybe I've just posted them late at night. Maybe that's why. But if this is something that makes you uncomfortable, or if you feel you're saying a but, like I did, like I started this whole journey off with 2 weeks ago, I would invite you to challenge yourself, challenge others who would say that. What are you defending? What is threatening you? Because as a white person, having some of this stuff challenge you, well, cops are the good guys. They're always the good guys, but to other people, they're not. That's a generalization, I know. But when your whole worldview is threatened, or threatened to be changed, that's very, very uncomfortable. And so we look at what he did. He messed everybody up. The Lord did, but not for the fact of being offensive or not for the fact of being, a revolutionary. He was just communicating love. We just heard a few days ago, St. Paul's letter to Timothy. He talks about, we were not given a spirit of cowardice. We were given a spirit of power, of self-control, and love. Not cowardice of, oh no, I'm going to be on the wrong side of history, or not cowardice of, I don't want my world to change. I don't want the way I'm thinking to change. That's cowardice either way. No, we were given a spirit of power, self-control, and love. My name is Father Jacob Rouse, and that's all I have to say. Please go wash your hands.